Binance responds to a request from a group of Shiba Inu people. Transport news today. Shiba Inu fan at Kuro highlight 9696. Kuro Transport Armed Force JPN highlight 9696 shared a few details about the Shib Armed Forces' recent arrivals and accomplishments on the recently sent Shibarium test. In just the last few hours, the number of talking wallets on Shibarium net has jumped by almost 2 million, from 4,059,878 to 5,833,845, a huge jump. In the same amount of time, the total number of trades went from 3,149,432 to 3,234,888. In this video, we will talk about Binance's response to the Shiba Inu people group's request for answers. Make sure to hit the thumbs up share button and subscribe to the feed to see our latest content on Shiba job standards and master exam. We should start the movie right away, as crypto Rant, a well-known crypto expert, tweeted on Friday. Everyone's eyes were on the train, looking for a way out. The screenshot of a diagram that the inspector shared shows that since August of boat others can IO, the 29th largest Shiba Inu whale has sold an eye-popping 538 billion boat worth 6,074,020 through 5 large trades in the past 12 days. The top Shiba Inu ribs started their selling spree on April 2, when they got rid of a $200 million boat worth $2,258,000 that was a disaster. The whales sold a boat worth an extra $100 billion. This was followed on April 5 by an offer of $88 billion worth of boat and $993,520. Even though she had already sold huge amounts of money, the whale sold one more $72 billion boat, which was worth $812,880, on April 7. In her last trade on April 11, she sold an extra $78 billion boat worth $880,620. Even though it was a serious auction, the whale holds a shocking $3,599,890,076. 1,773 boat worth $40,642,758 in her wallet. Review that about $22 million worth of computer resources, including 172.55 billion boat worth $1.9 million, were lost in a new hacking incident at Cycle Genuine, a well-known Singapore-based trade, as reported by the crypto. Basically, Exploiter has sold a $22.55 billion boat worth more than $254,000 in 6 different bids. The most recent trade took place at 2:34 UTC today. The offer of $2 billion boat was made. Even though there have been a lot of scary auctions, the price of Shiba Inu has kept going up. Information from CoinGecko shows that the price of a boat has gone up 6.6 in the last few days and 2.9 in the last week. There have been a few stories about early investors in the digital money market who made huge profits from their investments. One of these stories is about a person who was one of the first 100 people to own Shiba Inu and sold it for $100 million during the bull run. The person who got $100 million from Shiba Inu Shib was one of the key investors in the image coin because he or she bought it when it was just starting out. He held on to his bet as the value of the coin went up, and he finally sold his property during the bull run in 2021, making a lot of money. The Shiba group took a long time to get the Shibarium public testnet online, but it was finally live a few days ago. The people in the area were happy that the symbol Shiba and Bone showed that energy. The boat and bone pieces, on the other hand, seem to have solved a problem in the Siberian heaven. On April 16, a well-known person from the Shiba Inu area expressed concern about some problems with the Shibarium Layer 2 public testnet. This caused the task's Real Disunity page to go up in flames. A worried local party said that Shibarium's chain ID was being used by another blockchain at the time. Began to keep track of that. It looked like the Shibarium testnet took the starting document from the Rhenia testnet, changed its name to Shibarium, but forgot to change its chain ID. The post got a lot of attention, which made Satoshi Kusama, the main creator for Shiba Inu, respond. Satoshi's claim did almost nothing to calm the growing tension because it didn't solve the main problem. So, the value of the boat and bone pieces has gone down in the last 24 hours. Shiba Inu was on the rise until the 15th of spring. At the end of trading on the 15th of spring, boat had dropped 7.45 of its value. It was close to or just over 1. As of this writing, the general strength report showed that the RSI was more than 40. This was because the price growth was so fast. But right now, it is below it because of the more than 7 drop. At last, the RSI level showed that it was still in the bear pattern it had been in for a while. The day-to-day graph of Bones showed that it had been hit harder than imagined. As of this writing, the price had dropped by more than 13 to around 1.2, and it had dropped 6.67 since the end of the market on April 15th, making its 24-hour loss more than 11 because of the drop. The RSI line also went down and was getting closer to the oversold area at the time of release. According to CoinMarketCap, in the last 24 hours, the value of Bone on the stock market fell by more than 17, while the volume grew by more than 200. Shiba Inu prices are going down, but there isn't any growing thought as far as opinion polls go, and the stock on trade stays the same, showing no major flood to trades. About $132.5 trillion were traded in stocks. At the time this was written, Shiro Kazama might have to talk about the testnet ID problem in the next few days. Its absence could hurt a job that just doesn't seem to want to show up. Totally. And the coins were linked to those plans. The article Shiba Inu responds to worries about Shibarium was first published on Bitcoin World. Satoshi Kusama has talked about how important it is for artistic advances and utility to work together to help pay for a boat. He also pointed out that the Shiba Inu area had not made enough copies to help pay for the resources just by making copies. Kusama made these comments recently in response to concerns raised by the local area part and the locally driven Shibarium message group. The person raised concerns about the price of Shiba Inu staying the same even though the copy rate has grown a lot recently. So, Kusama said that the price of Shiba Inu isn't really set or static, since the small additions that the resource has been putting out are important. Shiba Inu has gone up in price by 3.5 in the last 24 hours and 4.1 in the last week. Kusama also found that swing traders use simple additions to increase profits. As they talked more, the Shiba Elite tried to answer the concerns that were brought up. He stressed that the local area isn't even close to making enough copies to change the cost of resources just through copies. After that, he saw that different things needed to be brought together. For example, new developments and how useful a boat is can have a big effect on its value because it shows how useful the resources are for certifiable use cases, which made people more interested in receiving. Kazama says that Shibarium can improve transport, receiving, and requests, in addition to making new technologies possible. These two things should be given all of your attention to help the Shiba Inu fit in and get attention. We are a very long way from getting close to the number of copies needed to move goods based on copies alone. That's why we should show off improvements